Om Tat Sat Divine Self. Welcome to Gyan Bhakti channel from Swami Nikhilananda. My humble prostrations to the all-pervading Brahman, to our worshipful Guruji, Swami Jyotirmayanandaji Maharaj, to Ram Parivar and all sages and saints, and to each of you divine soul watching today's satsang. So currently we are studying the holy scripture mysticism of the Ramayana. Commentary is by my worshipful Gurudev, Swami Jyotirmayanandaji Maharaj, narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. So let's get started. Yesterday we had covered the story about Saint Tulsi Das ji, so we will continue from there. So during a stormy night in the rainy season, Tulsi Das ji set out on his mission. When he reached the river, he found something in the darkness that he thought was a raft. So he sat upon it and rowed. Actually, it was not a boat at all, it was a dead body. However, due to his haste, Tulsidas ji never realized this. After he crossed the river, Tulsidas ji went to the house where his wife lived. To his dismay, everything was locked up for the night because he didn't tell her that he was going to show up. Thus, the next challenge before him was reaching the upper story of the little building where he would find her sleeping. So Tulsidas ji saw that what he thought was a rope hanging on the building. He caught hold of the rope and climbed up. It was not a rope, however, but it was a snake. One of those big snakes. But Tulsidas ji did not realize that till the early morning. Finally, he knocked at the wife's door. She was amazed to see him, but instead of appreciating or being happy, she rebuked him and she said, "You could have waited. Why did you come like this? If you had as much love for the Lord as you have for me, a mortal person, you would have attained God realization by now." This unexpected rebuke from his wife made the mind of Tulsidas immediately reflective and awakened when many of his previous spiritual samskaras came forth. And this is what happens. Sometimes we need that little nudge, that little push to break us through the project that we have been trying to think either consciously or unconsciously. And these are the samskaras, which means that he had already done a lot of good things in his previous lives for him to get that jolt. He realized how, pressured by his desires, he had not known that what he was doing during the night. He was so full of passion that he considered a dead body as a raft and a coiled snake as a rope. He was awed by the power of the mind to do seemingly impossible things under the sway of desires. So, if the same type of longing were to be directed towards God, one could attain liberation in a very short time. Thus reflecting, after being rebuked by his wife, Tulsidas ji suddenly experienced an internal awakening and made a resolve, a sankalpa, to attain God realization. And that is the holiest act one can do while in this human embodiment. But it cannot be faked. It has to be genuine. It has to come from the depths of our heart. We cannot just speak the word and not the actions. So all of that has to be synthesized into a holistic whole. He realized how foolish it was for him to have devoted all his energy to things that are transient and vowed to direct his sentiments only towards Lord Rama. He renounced his household life, began visiting pilgrimage centers, and sought out satsangs where he could serve sages and saints and live an ascetic life. So therefore our character, our life, our actions have all got to follow that mission. There, in an interesting legend about the events that occurred at this point in the life of Saint Tulsidas ji, according to the story, every day after performing certain rituals, Tulsidas ji would pour water over the base of a particular thorny babul tree which was possessed by a spirit. After he had been doing this for many days, the spirit was pleased, thinking that the pouring of the water was an act of kindness performed by him. So the spirit appeared before Tulsidas ji and said, "You have pleased me. Ask for anything you want." And what did he ask? He said, I want the vision of Lord Rama, Tulsidas ji replied. So if we are clear about our goal, we should not waver, we should not ask for material possessions, name, fame, etc., because that will divert us. Tulsidas ji was clear. If I knew how to grant that, said the spirit, I wouldn't be a wandering spirit. So the spirit was honest. It is not within my power. If you ask for an enemy to be killed, I will kill him. If you ask for wealth, I will get you wealth. If you ask for some power, I will give you that power. But not Rama's darshan, that is impossible, said the spirit. When Tulsidas insisted that Rama's darshan was the only thing he wanted, the spirit replied, there is one thing I can advise you to do. Go to Ayodhya. There, Ram Katha, the narration of Rama's story, goes on. A great saint tells the story of Rama, and hundreds of people gather in a satsanga hall. Watch for one person. He is a leper who arrives first and leaves last. He is not really a leper. He is Hanumanji. Catch hold of him. By his grace, you can have the darshan of Rama. So Tulsidas ji followed the spirit's advice, went to that pilgrimage center, and caught hold of the feet of the leper. The leper said, Rama, Rama, what are you doing? Why are you touching me? I am untouchable. See the glory of sages and saints. Look how Hanumanji was presenting himself. A leper, so people would stay away from him, would just be disgusted by his looks. Tulsidas ji wouldn't let him go, and he said, I know who you are. You must help me. Then Hanumanji revealed himself to Tulsidas ji. He said, Rama's darshan is not easy to attain, but since you are a very sincere aspirant, I will tell you what to do. Remember, Tulsidas ji gave away all the powers, all the things that the spirit was able to give him, but he was firm, and that is the firmness we need on the spiritual path, not to run after trinkets of material possessions here and there. Hanumanji then instructed Tulsidas to go to a particular pilgrimage center and watch for Rama to pass by. According to the story, Tulsidas ji went to this enchanting spot, and while he was absorbed in watching the beauty of nature, suddenly two princes passed by on a horse. The horse galloped right in front of his eyes, but Tulsidas ji missed that, ignored it. Hanumanji then appeared before him and asked him if he had seen Rama and Lakshmana pass by. Realizing that he had failed to note the presence of Rama due to his mental distraction, he begged to have another chance to have the vision of Lord Rama. Then Hanumanji told Tulsidas ji to go to Varanasi, which is today called Kashi, and wait eagerly, alertly in a certain spot, because Rama would appear there in a form that was not easily recognizable. Tulsidas did as he was instructed and sat under a tree making sandal paste to apply to Rama's forehead when he appeared. So there is this beautiful sutra that says, चित्रकूट के घाट पर भई संतन की भीड़, Tulsidas Chandan Gise Tilak Kare Raghubir, which means that right there was a lot of people gathered, and Tulsidas ji was making sandal paste, and Lord Rama comes and applies that sandal paste to Tulsidas. Just imagine that sight. What glorious beauty that must have been. What deep divinity and that profound experience Tulsidas ji must have felt. At that time, so let's proceed further on that. At that time, a child, he was in the form of a child, Lord Rama. He came by and said, Baba, let me apply that on your head. So the same Chandan, because God does not come to us naturally in his Vishnu Roop or the four original form. He comes to us through people, which is also another guidance for us that God may be presenting himself in any way, shape or form. So therefore we should treat everybody as if we are treating the divine darshan of the Lord. So he said, as the child was doing so, Tulsidas heard Hanumanji saying to him in a parrot's voice, "Behold, Rama himself is applying the mark on your forehead." So just imagine, Hanumanji was so compassionate, he did not want Tulsidas ji to miss this opportunity. So he even gave him that hint. By the time he heard those words, the boy had vanished, and Tulsidas ji regretted with great sadness that he had not recognized sooner the touch of his beloved Rama. So even then he could feel the physical contact with the boy, but before he could do anything, he was gone. However, sadness turned into ecstasy as Tulsidas ji was enfolded by a glorious awareness that would never leave his heart. Imagine God touching you with his own hands and applying paste on your forehead. What a beautiful inspirational moment that is. And even today, self-realized sages and saints actually go through that experience. They're touched by that mystical feeling, although they may have physically not been touched by God, but in their hearts the light opens up and they constantly see that divine light. And that is that process we call self-realization, and it is very much possible even in this human embodiment. So we will cover this journey, mysticism of the Ramayana, tomorrow. This is Swami Nikhilananda. Om Tat Sat.